Hello everyone, this project was completed by 3 individuals with little to no experience in speed stacking. Our equipment included the speed stack cup shown in the image, 1 table, 1 chair, and 1 timer on an iPhone. The purpose of this experiment was to measure the rate of time over a 12-session period. Following the 12 sessions, including a break, then a retention test. The goals for participants was to decrease their time each session. Our procedure for this experiment included a total of 12 sessions. The participants completed 3 sessions per week over a 4-week period. Individuals had 1 week off after the 4 weeks, followed by 1 session to measure retention. The performance measure was time. The goal was to stack the cups up and down as quickly as possible. Each participant had 10 attempts per session. The average of those 10 attempts were then calculated following each session. Participants had a 30-second rest in between each attempt. We've ordered the individuals in this video from youngest to oldest. Our first individual of the experimental portion of the project is Nick Pastor. He is 20 years old, weighs in 175 pounds, and is 6 feet tall. In the first video, Nick was very stiff and was not able to grab the right amount of cups. He noticed his mind was working faster than his body. He learned by taking an extra millisecond to gather each cup, he was able to perform the operation smoothly. Practicing his mental dexterity allowed Nick to coordinate the movements to improve finger dexterity. Notice the increase of speed in session 12. Our second individual of the experimental portion of the project is David Fendrick. He is 21 years old, weighs in 180 pounds, and is 5'4". As you notice in video 1, Dave's wrist and finger speed was relatively slow. Notice how Dave worked on his aiming while placing the cups to enhance his finger and wrist speed in video 2. Our third individual of the experimental portion of the project is Mikey Espinal. He is 22 years old, weighs in 175 pounds, and is 5 foot 8 inches tall. After watching the first video, you'll notice Mikey's fingers were still not comfortable stacking the middle cups. Pay attention in the second video on how he learned to slide the cups off with both hands. It allowed smoother transition in his fingers when releasing the cups. This came from practice and understanding how to grab the cups in a way that would help Mikey control degrees of freedom in his fingers. Both our predictions in our summary chart were not met. Nick only retained 75.68% after a retention interval. Dave in prediction 2 reduced his time to 9.82 seconds but was not under 8 seconds. Dave did decrease his time by 41.85%. A line graph was created based on the average time each session. As you can see here, Nick performed the best with the least amount of time. Dave improved the most by 41.85% from his original time. Nick was able to decrease his time by 38.37%. Mikey was able to decrease his time by 26.49%. This experiment was proven to be a success. The experiment shows a growth in motor learning by demonstrating a permanent change in capabilities to produce a motor skill as a result of practice. All participants improved greatly and retained a large percentage of the skill after the interval period.